Zacama. The best commander, objectively. No dinosaurs. Naya ramp nonsense. Godo combo. Flage value. What's to hate? Ah, good old Grove of the Burn Willows. Well, see, slivers have an excuse. Most slivers are just not good. There's not a lot of options. Temple Garden. Do white? Oh no, strip mine. Alright, well we're back to 0, but my opponent is also on 0, so... worthwhile exchange, I suppose? Don't really know what I would gamble for. Alright, look at that. My opponent gambled on me conceding, and I didn't, so they lose. Is the One Ring banned in normal Commander? I haven't played. I feel like I've asked that 5 times, I just never remember. I feel like it should be. Maybe it's fine though, for a player. It's probably just fine. One into 3 of the play versus 1 into 3 on the draw. I didn't hit a red source there. Not very likely, but... oh, well, I mean, it kind of is. It doesn't have to hit a basic, right? Oh, it does. Okay, yeah, so not very likely. Do I care about this? Not really, no. Oh, we could play Tanic. Well, can we play Tanic? 1 damage and then you draw? Maybe. Maybe, I don't know. Okay, I did find... ah, still though. Wait. Red and white. I can kill the Llanowar Elves now. Can play this. I don't want that. Especially with Flage in the graveyard. They pulled my land out instead of their own. Suppose I would do that as well. Okay, again, no untapped land, unfortunately. Would be extremely ideal. So, Ancient Tomb, Castle. That's just the most mana I can create. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. I can actually cast Zacama 2 turns in a row next turn. I'm always blocking. Just without a question, without a doubt. Majuka Bog right off the top. Of course. Alright, so no Flage can manage that, though. They still have to deal with my Primeval Titan. Can you deal with Flage and Primeval Titan? Well, look at that. They couldn't. That and... I guess... no, I don't want to put a fetch land in my graveyard because of my commander. Or, excuse me, my opponent's commander. Although that doesn't really matter. They have their own graveyard. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, they could just... it doesn't matter. I'm not going to worry about that happening. Opponent appears to have something here. Who knows what it is, though. I will do all of the mana, including the Ancient Tomb. I can recast this if they kill it. So they can't effectively kill it, because I could just do it again. Come on. Struggling to click it. So, kill Tanic all day, every day. Naturalize the Valakut thing. And I think I will also kill the, Elvish Mystic, just for as much value as possible. And I'm not going to play that as my land. Did I even have a land drop? I must have. I didn't think I did. Alright, well, of course. What is immediately paid off by me blowing up all their stuff. Okay, they don't have to go this route, but it's effectively the same thing. It doesn't matter. This protection from instants, right? That was weird. Why did they play my Gilded Goose? Wasn't it unnecessary? Oh, for wear for an artifact. Okay, I didn't even see that. Alright, yeah. I like that. I like that. I didn't even see that. And then tap the Ancient Tomb. I don't have any red mana. Can't cast that. I don't have Flage anymore because they Bajuka bogged me, so I don't know if I can pick up Zacama this game again. I'm just not sure if I can. So, always chain to the rocks to start. Do I want that as my answer to Emrakul? I kind of do, yeah. And then spin away the other two cards. I don't have time to hold on to Heliod's Pilgrim. Punishment, whatever. Come on! Gotta be kidding me. Oh my god. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Come on. There are so many good draws too. Emrakul is... Well, the more games I play, the less this makes sense. Maybe I could just take it out. Oh, look. 1 into 3 on the play. Wow. Maybe we have 1 into 3. World first? Might actually do it here. I can play it tapped, yeah. Wow, not 1 into 3. You have a 2-drop? Okay, that's a bit unbelievable. Let's play this. Oh, I mean, I guess I could just automatically lose to Mana Drain. Suppose that was on the cards there. There's nothing I can do about it, but... Red-green? Sure. I'm gonna hide the cut down. Doesn't really do anything. Let's play land. I guess I actually play out my whole hand, huh? Yeah. Very well. This costs 12. I can start copying land rails, technically. Although, not very likely, because Yarok doesn't really care what you're doing once Yarok is in play. I did add more answers in my deck, though. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, if they don't interact, and I draw a mana source, we're in it, so they might have to just interact here. That is technically not interaction, but they didn't cast Yarok, so there must be interaction. Oh. Feels bad to always know. That is an artifact for the graveyard. Yeah, that's definitely vastly superior to, equipping the Molt Tender. I don't know why that was so hard to say. This thing. Alright, so now it costs 10. And I can mill for a few additional types. Though, to be honest, I don't think Emrakul wins this game anyways. If it resolves, it's definitely a good start, though, at having stuff maybe matter. Also, the Molt Tender is how I cast Zacama, so they're interested in interaction yet again. Apparently they are. Is it 1 mana interaction? It would have to be. They've already played push and cut down, though. It would have to be that. So wash away is all I can really think of. Oh, I guess they could high roll lands. Oh wait, they're tapped. Never mind, they're just tapped. They did high roll lands anyways. Of course they did. As is tradition. Alright, I did ban a land. So I can cast this. And it should work, even though it discounts itself after you've, like, cast it with the Molt Tender. Okay, correct. That's in fact how it works. Alright, so I can cast Damnation? Alright, yep. Looks like the high rolling of lands actually backfired, because now I have more things I could do. Although, let's say I didn't have these two lands. Black, green. Oh, no, yeah, okay, I needed another black source. I'm going to Assassin's Trophy my Burgeoning into a land. And then I'm going to cast Damnation and keep Yarok in the graveyard. So drawing a land here would be really nice. Of course not. Why would I? Still, drawing a land here would be really nice. Alright, they're over it. They should have waited till the Burgeoning trigger resolved, maybe. I didn't actually have any more lands in my hand. Opponent has the ultimate response to my answer to their commander, because they can just pick it back up. Isn't that fun? Another game where my opponent just has the nuts answer to my retort of their commander. So lightning bolt this thing. Well, they're definitely looking like Azusa right now, because without your giant threat in hand, not much is going on. Alright, we did it. Look at that. We actually got through the god tier. This is probably the best card in Rofellos on turn 1, because it doesn't need a mana dork on turn 1. Maybe it is. Alright, it's the first of EV player. Do they have the Mox? It's the first one we've seen today. Do they have the Mox, or am I just crazy? Let us find out. Also, was this hand... Yeah, with the Into the North, this hand's okay. We shall see. What do you play on turn 1 here? Oh, okay, sure. Do I... let's play this one to block with. I think that makes a bit more sense. Wouldn't really be upset if they cast a burn spell or anything on it either, so yeah, this is fine. Reflecting Pool. Sure. I must trade. Goblin Electromancer. Interesting. Yeah, let's go snatch up some red mana real quick. I'd be surprised if they didn't just cast Vivi here. They do. So I don't want them to recast it, but I also don't really care if they recast it, because it's just way down the road. So let's just kill it. Do I need another mountain? I don't really need any other color, so sure. And then I will shock myself for this. But now I need something to do. Because my commander not looking too great in against a deck with counter spells in it. Alright, looks like the endless early interaction was all we needed. As in just lightning bolt. Let's do it with the Temple Garden. Yeah, because I lose 2 life if this is my only green source 2 turns in a row anyways. To be honest, it probably doesn't really matter what I do. I'm just going to do this. Oh wait, no, I don't lose 2 life in a row. Never mind. They mulligan to 6, I think? Yeah, they mulligan to 6, so... Either looking for the mana dork or an answer to one. Probably. Looks like an answer to one. Looks like they don't have it. Interesting. Let's get a safe red source, so I don't have to deal damage to myself. Overwhelming Splendor can win the game, though they have blue, so not guaranteed. I would like to stop that card, I think. Maybe I'm fine with it. No, I'm not. I'm not fine with this at all. Go away. And no real reason to sack my Llanowar Elves, because there's a chance this is the only thing I can do next turn anyways. So I'm just going to hold on to it. Could have just raced for my own land, like Ancient Tomb. That might have actually just been the right line. Or a creature that could, like, crew this as well. Could have been the right line. There were just lines. I thought choking them out of their 7-drop was a better prospect. It was a game where Blood Moon would kind of win if I had it. I drew something categorically worse than a land, because of course I did. One of the only cards in my entire deck that's actually... this and Burgeoning, kind of like the two cards that are effectively not drawing a card for the turn. Okay. Now I'm losing. Cool. Didn't draw anything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, needed a land. Suppose I can still draw a land, although Ureni might not care about that anymore. I also can't target Ureni because it has hexproof, so I can't shut it down. I need probably too much to go right here, but we'll see. Suppose it's still technically less egregious than giving it haste. But unable to target it is really bad. Land, please! Come on, dude. Alright, well, do this. Target that. True. Always swinging. I don't care. Oh, I needed a land. It's just so annoying. I needed a land just so bad there. Wait, why didn't they block? Okay. Well, yep. Okay, this is hexproof, right? Yeah. Interesting. Opponent was respecting a... I don't know. Still would have preferred to have drawn a land anyways, but still. Alright, let's see if we just lose on the spot. Alright. They whiffed twice, which still leaves me open to counter spells, though. Do I care? Nope. Dead to Cyclonic Rift. River's Rebuke. Beseju. Everything under the sun. Opponent, if you just blow it up, the game is over. That's all you have to do. Alright, they didn't do it. Opponent didn't have it. They make a 1/1, sure. And this pluses until end of turn, each planeswalker becomes a 4/4. Sure. Fortunately, actually, no, there's no fortunate doing anything. That's just a thing that will happen. Let's get Commercial District. Go away. Alright, we did it. My opponent didn't answer it. They whiffed twice on their commander. And we won. Look at that. If they didn't whiff one of the times, I probably live. So it feels bad to whiff twice. But if they only whiffed once, I have a pretty good chance at living. So they would sort of, quote-unquote, have to hit twice for it to really matter. Most of the time. Most of the time. So the double whiff feels bad, but a single whiff is probably enough for me to survive. So I didn't necessarily need them to whiff twice. Well, they mulliganed probably for this, so they didn't get it. Huge, maybe. Okay, do I kill that instead of Glarb? Probably not. Probably not, no. So you... I don't know how 1 into 3 is ever wrong. Like, this just seems like the best idea basically every time. Just probably just not casting Flame Slash as a whole, you know. Alright, so because I didn't play a land, this probably just ends the game. I can chain to the rocks. Is that too aggressive? I don't think so. I don't think so. I'm going to chain to the rocks this. Oh, it worked out. Yep. So that was right. It's a bit of a risk, because if my opponent does find mana, they might keep going. Seems like an interesting commander. Okay, let's play Mountain Mill. Ah, would have kind of liked that. I haven't actually played Overlord yet either. It's funny. So there. Let's target the OG. His name White. Yeah. I mean, sure. I'm just not losing to mana drain, so just cast this. Fine with me. Could have, like, tried to cast this for real next turn as a creature, but I think, you know, the faster you put your mana out, the better things are. Whenever you cast an instant spell, make a 2/2 with Decayed. 3 more zombies, tokens. That's an interesting card. That's kind of neat. I didn't draw a land. I am kind of interested in dealing with that, though, I'm not going to lie to you. So I will. Alright, opponent was over it. I was kind of curious to see where this would go. I don't know the last time I've seen this commander. But probably not. I don't know what my long-term game plan is. I don't know. I'll probably lose the glimpse here. Or most assuredly lose the glimpse. Alright, I would have lost that if my opponent knew about it. That's hilarious. Thoughtseize bug, I guess. Yeah. Uh-huh. As I suspected. Who needs a long-term game plan? Just Thoughtseize bug them. This is a hand of a gambler. Alright, well, we have gamble in the deck, so gamble it shall be. Okay, sure. Didn't draw any assistance. Cast zombies from the graveyard? Ancient Tomb. Alright, we did find the assistance off the top. I'm not concerned about my opponent's commander, really, especially when a lot of the cards in their deck are just, like, more of this. So, by all means, by all means. Can't build a deck to do that? Huh? Kind of a painful mana base, isn't it? This isn't fly, so... Suppose we're gonna lighten the damage load by just running this out. Now I got my second white, my second red. Ancient Tomb still a bit painful. If I get to Zacama, things are kind of nice. Skepticism in my voice? What do you mean? Well, that's incredibly annoying. You know what, if I was paying more attention, I probably would have just not played my Overlord there and played the... Actually, maybe I should have just played Defense of the Heart. I kind of forgot, like, completely about this card in my hand. I'm not gonna lie. Kind of spaced that one. Just a little bit. Did you beat 2 VVs with, like, removal? Because you're black? Just ran a bunch of black removal? I don't really have anything to besiege you here. That is funny. Let's cast this. Let's get... I think a forest is ideal. And I can take 1 less damage if I play Beseiju. I'm gonna say Beseiju isn't really relevant because I have Zacama. Well, I mean, at some point would ideally have Zacama, which naturalize spams. So maybe just not worry about Beseiju here. Could also just be dead. That's another thing that could be happening to us. Well, that is a profoundly strong card here. I probably chump block. No, you should absolutely swing with the... Yeah, there's no reason not to swing. Yeah, I should absolutely jump block, because my life total matters, and I don't think the 4/4 is going to do much, so we're just jumping. Why wouldn't you run a 5-minute combo in your deck? Just put it in there. Oh, right, we can just get Godo. I'm an idiot. Does anything else matter? No, not really. Nope, not even gonna slow roll the opponent. I just forgot that was the thing that Defense of the Heart did once I got to 5 mana. I haven't actually done this yet, so... There we go. You don't like the strip mine meta? What do you mean? It's great. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you, I forgot Defense of the Heart did this, because I just haven't had it happen yet. Alright, they see the writing on the wall. What is this hand doing? I don't know. We'll find out together. I'm kind of hoping there's like a lightning bolt here. Alright, no lightning bolt. No lightning bolt. Let's get a green and a white, green and a red. One would argue one of each is ideal. No, I don't want to... Yeah, we're just going to do this. That's fine. Could have gotten red and white. Could have done that. Alright, so we play... Yep, this. That. Get a... Wait, you spell pierce this? Spell snare. Alright, I haven't seen a spell snare in like 600 years. That's kind of crazy, isn't it? Do they have the Mox? The last VV player didn't. Looks like there might not be a Mox here. I'll tell you what there is, though. This thing. Could have gotten Cavern. I don't really need Zacama, though. My opponent also might just have a chance to continuously win, like, randomly when they untap with VV or something, so maybe Primal Titan is beatable. Let's play... Hold on, wait a minute. If I cast this now... Wait a minute. Six. Oh no. No. I can't do it. No, I can't do it. Ah, oh, that's tragic. Okay, so Command Tower. Opponent doesn't seem interested in counter spells. I don't really blame them. They have to beat Zacama. They have to beat this. Which I'm sure is possible. I also forgot it holds priority for you. Alright, so next turn it is. There's no reason to play Godo then. That just doesn't do anything. Alright, how do you beat Zacama poking VV? That's the question we're asking right now. They're also dead on board, so... Alright. Opponent doesn't have the lands. Well, that's why VV always mulligans for Mox. You should have just watched all the other VV players that have ever played it. You're supposed to mulligan for the Mox every single game. I think we've actually put this deck about as good as I can ask for without it just being a Dinosaur deck. I liked a lot of the options and choices we made here. Primeval Titan could still probably be Hour of Promise, or maybe like some of the like Arcane Signet or something. Now, non-land ramp spells don't work with Zacama untapped, but Zacama is just not welcome anymore for, honestly, I'd say over 2 reasons. Each color is how you just like can't really play Zacama. Like, let's just go down the colors. We have like blue, we have counter spells and witness protection kind of effects. Both of those are pretty good against Zacama, and I'm not about to play can't be countered spells because those aren't really that great, and they also don't stop you from, like, making a 9-mana card uncounterable is not the same as making a 5 or 6 mana card or 2 mana card uncounterable. So to me, it's really just relying heavily on Cavernous Souls to try to get that thing. And then black has discard spells and removal. Both are unfortunately really good against Zacama. Zacama can recast itself if it dies immediately, assuming you had additional mana, which sometimes I did. Green has just out-ramping me and ignoring me, right? If I don't interact with my opponent's mana dork, then I probably just lost if they were on the play, full stop. White and red are kind of the same, just like beat you to death before anything you do matters, or efficient exile, like all the witness protections and the frogifies and the swords of plowshares out of white. And then red has, honestly, okay, when it comes to red, I guess it is only just aggression. I think all the other red kind of things it's doing don't matter too much. They can use burn spells to kill my mana dorks, though, so I guess that's kind of a thing. But red mostly just beats you to death before you get going. There isn't much of that in the format currently, though. And does that cover every color? I think it does. Green, white, red, blue, black. Yeah, so that's just all of that. And then colorless, technically, Ujin. If it wasn't for Godo, I don't really have a lot of things I can do against Ujin at all. They could just ignore me completely and just cast Ujin, and then I just get all my stuff exiled. So Ujin, and as the colorless thing, is a nightmare. If I get this into play before they cast Ujin, I can start to naturalize all of their mana rocks, which buys a significant amount of time. But you have to do that. This costs 9 mana, and if your opponent's playing 2 mana sources a turn, because that's the only thing Ujin can do, or wants to do every single game, it just shows up on turn, 4, turn 5-ish, and you're probably not fast enough. Now, if you do get this in play after Ujin, and then you blow up all of their mana sources, and then they untap and take out your commander with Ujin, I suppose you can probably kill Ujin the first time with some kind of spell, and then they can't recast it or something weird. But other than that, it does feel like the Ujin player has a bit of inevitability without some kind of Eldrazi, like, I don't know, just any of the Eldrazi, Emrakul or something, I guess. Actually, maybe not Emrakul, it might just be Ulamog specifically. I don't know. Not a great matchup. But yeah, every color is prepared for you, to a degree. And their preparedness is the most played things. It's not just like niche side options. It's like the mana drains and all the typical stuff and whatnot. Everything that sees heavy play does not welcome Zacama. Zacama is just not playable anymore. And it hasn't been for a while. This is not news. Probably has been like this for quite a while. In fact, I think I played this not even that long ago. And then, what was it, 3 or 4 months ago? I'm not sure, but it was rather recently, and I would say just with the few new sets, it hasn't really changed. Everything else has gotten better. Zacama has gotten better with everything else, but not to the same degree. This gets better way slower than everything else. I mean, it is a 9-mana card, right? What more could you really expect out of your command zone? But it does get to play the best color, at least. That hasn't changed. I did feel like all the more 4-minute, like the 4, 5, 6 things to do that lead into Zacama were kind of the worst cards, because my random grindy 5-drop or random grindy 4-drop was just getting outvalued by hyper-efficient 1, 2, and 3 mana spells that it just felt weird, or they would just get killed instantly and I didn't have anything. So I just felt like the 1 into 3, that being the best thing you can do in the format, you just have to do that with something like this every single game. Okay, maybe not every single game. I will say some matchups that's not the case, but it is still the best thing you probably would have done in every single game if you had access to it. So playing Gilded Goose is probably just worth it. I know I haven't played this in quite a while, but because Zacama needs all the help it can get, I honestly probably should have also been playing Ragavan, just full stop. I don't know about the Chrome Mox, definitely not Mox Amber, but Chrome Mox can probably discard some card in my hand that I wouldn't miss too much, but it did feel like every single card had to be pushed to its maximum potential for me to have something happen that my opponent was moderately concerned about. So I don't really know if Chrome Mox is that great. It is still, it's at its most you know, the question it asks is at its most relevant, which is it worth it to lose a card for that fast mana? Fast mana is the best thing you can do in the game, but some decks really want all the cards in their hand. Sometimes even VV players find themselves a bit SOL because they exiled a really good card under the Chrome box. Now, as you can see, as I'm sure I've made it abundantly clear at this point at least, VV probably just wants to play it anyways, right? Just because you lost the card under it and lost the game because of that doesn't mean you would have won if you didn't have the Mox or, you know, whatever. So it's just asking you that question, and my answer to that question is no, it is not worth putting the card under Chrome Mox for Zacama decks. But who knows? I'm sure if you played Chrome Mox, I really couldn't fault you at all. I forgot Showdown was actually an enchantment. If I remembered that, I probably would have had it in here earlier, but with Idyllic Tutor, this is a really interesting card to find. There's other tutors that I could play that could also kind of find this too. This card is just nice. Just 4 mana draw 4, just really solid. This is a 5 mana draw 5, kind of the same thing. I had Harmonize in here for a second, but that one's kind of a bit weird. If you're playing a Harmonize, I think there might be something fundamentally there's just something you're not doing right. I don't know if you have access to green, then you have access to so many other things that are really good that it's weird to play Harmonize. Like Ice Till Explorer is sort of the same thing, except you're only drawing lands, right? 4 mana. The cards you drew with Harmonize, let's say, are just 3 lands. This is about the same logic with this. You just play this and you just get extra lands. So I would just recommend something like, or even Oracle of Moldiah. You can just play lands off the top of your deck, which is kind of the same as drawing them, except you get to actually play them. So yeah, I don't know if Harmonize really makes that much sense. It seems like at 4 mana, it's either 4 cards or you're not playing the card. Like 4 card draw at minimum or something like that. What else? I do like Flage. This is an interesting gamble target. It kind of makes me want to play Gamble or just Flage again. And just because we have Gamble now, it'd be kind of cool to see what that could do. I don't know fundamentally what it's doing with Flage in the command zone, but it adds cards to your graveyard for Flage, so this is a cool one. I've been a fan of Gamble. But yeah, Godo as just this thing you have access to in a deck like this is kind of significant. You're always trying to at least get to 9 mana, so all you need to do is get to 2 more mana, and then boom. Sometimes you can actually do it in the same turn as well. If this gets, like you have 11 mana, you play this, you untap, and then your opponent might feel obligated to interact with it, and then now that their interaction is out of the way, you have access to this. Assuming the interaction wasn't a counterspell, this does have to enter to untap the lands, unfortunately. But yeah, all in all, it's like Naya value pile. Without blue and black, blue brings some pretty good options. Black brings some excellent removal tools. I will say sweepers are probably not super welcoming in a deck like this. I ended up taking them out. They didn't even start in the deck today. It was yesterday I was playing this off stream. And the sweepers just felt like they were constantly getting in the way. Like, oh, I cast a combo, then I cast a sweeper because I had to. It's like, well, that's not ideal at all. Definitely not ideal at all. Yeah, so the best things in this deck are like the 1s and the 3s, basically. It's kind of it. Like Renin 6 was kind of neat. I wouldn't say I'm running Strip Mine with it. But oh yeah, Strip Mine's another card, right? Now that Strip Mine is a thing that more and more players are aware of and is in more and more decks, that just completely removes your... If you're getting Strip Mined more than once in a game, you're probably just conceding, right? If this was a ranked format, you're just not playing this, period, if you care to rank up. But Strip Mine games, you're probably just conceding and playing the next game. I was not interested in playing Strip Mine protection cards, quote-unquote. And that's not actually that many. But some things can help you get back in the game with that. Like, Renin 6 does an okay job if they're just Strip Mining once a turn, maybe. Ice Till Explorer and stuff, but... Or, actually, even Pock. But really, if you're getting Strip Mine spam, just play the next game. You'll save yourself a headache. But that's it. So let me know what you thought about it. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Get out of here. Get out of here.